the research papers. Okay, where to go? I hope I'll be at the right place. Okay, I found all the data with me right now. Okay, so for example, this is one of the research that is done in 2004. So this is done by Y.E. Neji. I hope so I pronounced this name correctly. So this is talking about the perceived risk first. Okay, now defining in terms of many other researchers' view. Okay, then it's talking about the dimensions of perceived risk in online shopping. Okay, those dimension, there is some sort of a definition, but what I'm finding, is there any sort of a table being made? Okay, yeah, this one. Now what he said, as per him, the perceived risk could be fraud risk, delivery risk, financial risk, process and time risk, product risk, privacy risk, and each risk might have several factors. Like you can say that financial risk have traditional stores offer more discount than online stores. Online stores offer discount prices. Okay, it's difficult to read. Okay, online payment will charge extra fee and blah blah blah. So now he's talking about the main variable, that is perceived risk. Components could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and each component might have at maximum 5 as per him. Okay, then at minimum 2 factors. Okay, so as this is only the view of one person, so now how you can rate this view? See, this research is done in 2004. So now we are at 2017. So in the meanwhile, there might be some other research papers that will find some more components of perceived risk or the factors that exist. So okay, considering this research paper, now seeing some others. Okay, this is another one. This is specifically in India. So now perceived risk in online shopping. So now this person, if we can find, okay, yeah, we find. So he's talking about several dimension or components of perceived risk. Okay, source, psychological, monetary, performance, social, time, and each have at least 3 to 4, or oh, there is one factor, but at least 3 to 4 factors are good enough to conduct a study. So for example, this dimension have 2 factors. Okay, now how you will rate this one? Okay, first seeing the date, okay, 2011, so much more recent study than the previous one. What was the problem? This is in India. So if you are talking about one particular area, this can be a good study, but altogether, for example, you're conducting a study in any of the European country, so this kind of information may be not as much as precise in the context of your particular country. So but at the same time, what we are taking here, these factors. So now what you need to tell is to justify your point that although I am considering these factors, but there can be a flaw, so which is a proper reason for me to conduct a theory or a conception. So based on those conception, I will formulate my other theory. So just removing this one, okay, maybe we can find some more latest research. Okay, this is a comparative study now. Now, comparative study gives you much more good ideas. Okay, this study, no date is mentioned, I guess. But anyhow, we can find some. Okay, they have these. Okay, now going for. Okay, perceived risk, discussion. Okay, now he's also talking about overall perceived risk. According to him, there might be several components of perceived risk: performance, financial, social, time, psychological, privacy, etc. etc. So his framework is so big. Okay, now reading it completely will give us quite precise idea, but we don't have time to read it all, so I will let this to you. So some other studies. Okay, this study, what I will say, this is 2007. Okay, just ignore right now. So we just about to find some other studies. Okay, quite new. So this is what I found in Science Direct Journal. So this is related to 2010. So the more recent it is, the more good idea it will give us. So this is 2008. So all kind of data that I found. Okay, see this one. This is 2012, much more recent. Okay, this one also giving concept to the purchase intention and perceived risk. Okay, this one. Okay, I forgot to see the date. Oh, it's very old. Okay. This one. I need to see the date. So this is much more recent. Anyhow, what I'm going to say is the more recent data you will find, the more good it will justify your point. So anyhow, just going back to this example. So now we have enough data to justify our point. So here you can say what I was doing is a brief history how people defined over the years regarding this definition and how several factors came into being. So now this table is important. Each and every section what you are going to do, so you need to tell that I have found several studies on on finding the components of perceived risk, and those studies, many of the researchers found four major components of psychological risk and time risk. So there are few researchers who found delivery risk and social risk concepts also, but the important question is how many components we gonna take at the end of the day. So here I did justified Okay, into table 2.2, the researcher confirmed several perceived risk factors in their studies or components in their studies. Among these reviewed components, two were found to be merged concept. Okay, blah 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 blah. So, based on above analysis, the current study summarizes four prime elements. Okay, what I said, like mostly they are used there. So, some of those studies, recent studies. So what you can do is to find more recent data, because over the years those data change. So the maximum I have right now is in 2013, because over the time when I was preparing, so maybe I compiled this data in 2014 or 2015. So 2013 was the recent time as per those times. So now you can see there are four prime elements of consumer perceived risk. So now what we are going to define. So instead of perceived financial risk, what we will do, those four components were perceived performance risk. So now instead of one independent variable, we will be taking four.